That's not like Fergus. There must be something wrong. I will send Thomas to look for him. Fergus and his driver turned onto an unused track to find a place to hide. Fergus was frightened. So was Thomas. He puffed up and down the line. He couldn't see Fergus anywhere. "We could search the old mine track," said his driver. "That line is dark and spooky," whispered Thomas. But he had to be brave and find Fergus. Fergus was on a siding. His fire had gone out. Then he heard a sound.
"It's an engine!"
he cried. "Fergus!" whistled Thomas. "Whatever are you doing out here?"
"Hiding. Don't want to work at the smelters. Sir Topham Hatt is going to be cross with me."
"He's not," cried Thomas. "He's worried about you."
"Really?"
"Of course," puffed Thomas. Fergus felt better. Thomas pulled Fergus all the way to the smelter's yard, where he knew Sir Topham Hatt was waiting. "Fergus, explain yourself."
"I ran away. It's scary here."
"Diesel told Fergus that you wanted him at the smelters forever." "Nonsense, Fergus. You are the pride of the cement works. I shall send Diesel to the smelters, and you can go back to the cement works tomorrow."
"Oh, thank you, sir,"
said Fergus happily. Fergus knew he had a good friend in Thomas, and he was still the pride of the cement works. Work on the Sodor Railway is fun. Sometimes it's difficult, but the engines always know what to do. In winter, when it's cold, the tracks can become icy. That makes them very slippery. The engines have to be careful when they come to a junction. Thomas knows what to do. He changes tracks slowly. When Gordon has a lot of heavy coaches, he has to be careful coming down Gordon's hill. And when he sees Bertie the bus at the crossing, Gordon has to stop. Gordon knows what to do. He applies his brakes gently so that his passengers aren't bumped about. When Percy pulls the mail train, it can sometimes get very foggy, but Percy knows what to do. He asks his driver to light his lamp so that he can see the track ahead and deliver the mail on time. Working on the Sodor Railway isn't always easy, but it's no problem for Thomas, Gordon, and Percy, because they all know what to do. Skarloey the Brave. Skarloey loves to puff through the hills on the island of Sodor. His favorite place is a pretty village high up in the mountains. But in the winter, the mountain village gets very cold. So it's important that the engines deliver coal to the village. The houses must be cozy and warm. One morning, Rheneas was delivering his empty freight cars to the incline. The winch brings empty cars up the incline and lowers full cars down to be delivered to the villages across the island. Rheneas was frightened of the incline. It was very high. So Rheneas shunted his cars into place, and then he backed away quickly.
You are such a scaredy engine, laughed Skarloey. I'm not scared of anything.
Skarloey thought he was the bravest engine in the world. But then, the winch's coupling broke. Oh no! Skarloey steamed away as fast as he could. Skarloey raced right past Thomas, who was waiting on the main line. Skarloey switched tracks, and the cars rolled right past him. But they were heading straight for Rusty. Rusty hooted loudly to the signalman, who changed the points. Soon the narrow-gauge controller, Mr. Percival, arrived. "Well done, Rusty," Mr. Percival said. "You are a really brave engine." "Thank you, sir," said Rusty proudly. But Skarloey wasn't happy. "I want to be the bravest," huffed Skarloey. "I want to show everyone that I'm the bravest engine of all." The next day, Skarloey was shunting freight cars onto the incline. "How can I prove I'm the bravest?" he puffed to himself.